Tom Crean as we introduce ourselves. But Trae Young has done quite a job introducing himself to the country with a little help from ESPN. But to be sure, a guy that has made his mark. Look at all the records he has set already, and he's only a freshman.
It's incredible, and I think what sets him apart is the way he makes his teammates better. There's no doubt about it. Last week, maybe not to the extent that what he has, but when he's passing the ball ahead, when he's seeing the court with the vision, seeing the rim with the vision that he has, it's extraordinary.
You look at it against Oklahoma State, 48 points, and that tied a Big 12 record. Of course, Melvin Ejim, and then the 22 assists against Northwestern State back on December 19th. No one has ever led the country in both points per game and assists per game. He is on track to do that. Let's join the third member of our team, and we welcome in Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, Trae Young is unbelievable, but the last few games have been a little bit rocky for the Sooners. I spoke with Trae just a few minutes ago on what he has got to do better, and he said, I haven't been controlling the game well enough. I've been playing at one speed. I haven't used my pace. I haven't distributed the ball to my teammates well enough. He said, I know how to control the pace of a game. I know how to control a game. I just have to do a better job doing it tonight, and he feels like he will be much better against the KU Jayhawks.
All right, now we're ready for tip-off of our Sonic Blockbuster matchup. Oklahoma and Kansas here in Norman. Mike Stewart ready to throw it up in the air as Kadeem Latin and Udoka Azubuike will jump it up. First meeting of the year between these two teams. Kansas wins the tip, and Devontae Graham will control, and he is an outstanding guard.
Well, he is, and right now they've matched Trae Young up on him, which is a heck of a test for anybody, let alone a freshman guard.
And they got an offensive foul inside immediately on Azubuike, and that is something to look at because you talked about it off air. Getting him out of the game for Oklahoma is a big key.
I think it's the #1 key. I think it is because he's so good inside. They play 4-around-1 so much and give him so much space to operate, especially on that left block. And really, as good as Latin and McNeese are, there's no one that can really guard him one-on-one.
Kick to the corner there. Odom's backing down. Feed inside. Looking to dump by Latin. And they start with a flourish.
Interesting that they came and doubled on that dribble and then didn't get any rotation down. Wide open dunk to start the game.
Man's been lined up for a while for this one. Good atmosphere to get it going. And inside they get the foul on Kadeem Latin as he picks up his third. And Latin, the only senior on this team, a defender, a shot blocker, doesn't get all that involved offensively.
Let's watch Graham off a screen, get a quick slip right here for the pin down for the jump shot. There it is.
Well coached by you.
I've seen it a few times. I'm working with John Ciambi. I'm going to be prepared.
Kansas and Oklahoma here tonight, and this is their other prize freshman, Brady Manning. Shoots the air ball.
This is going to be key tonight. Who sets the tone in transition offense and transition defense?
Turns it over, and James up ahead. It's Young, bounce pass, and the layup wouldn't go. Odom's at a point-blank look at it. To the corner, Mikhailuk. And a fight for that loose ball. Azubuike comes up with it, and eventually corrals it. Graham sets it back up.
And when you have two teams that shoot the amount of threes, they both make over 10 a game. But they shoot so many that long rebounds are going to be a huge, huge part of this game. First one goes to Kansas.
Tried to lob for Azubuike. Now Young back the other way. Steps on the gas and lays it in. Trae Young, his first 2 of the night.
That's something he didn't see a lot of last week, which was an open lane in transition.
One of the things Lon Kruger talks about is how fast Trae Young is. Great look, finds Manning, and the bucket.
There, Trae Young at his best, getting the ball off, throwing it ahead. That's when he's top notch.
Hey, babe.
Going downhill, you want to drive right at the defender's body, drive under his shoulder, but this is Trae Young. He takes 2 dribbles, but the eyes are up the entire way, throws it the length of the court. That's what started to separate Oklahoma and make them this year's Oklahoma, that advance pass.
Brady Manick liked Trae Young, a freshman from Oklahoma, and he's had quite a good year. Shot off the mark, Polo the rebound. And now Odom's handling here. Polo backing down. And a kick out to Young. Shot clock at 13. Oklahoma, one of the top offensive teams in the country. Manning. And a rebound for Newman. Luke Newman coming off a good game, 24 against Baylor. Graham gets
Same
inside,
play.
can't spin it home, but he's fouled and he'll shoot 2.
One thing that's made Kansas so good is Bill is redesigned his offense starting last year is how well they get the ball from side to side, not only in the pass but off the dribble. And when they go into that weave action and they get any ability to turn that corner, drop that shoulder and get by the defender, good things happen for Kansas. Here's 2 free throws.
To make the first. Good free throw shooter at 87%.
Yeah, he fell off the line on that one. He has a tendency sometimes to get too high on his shot, and he doesn't finish his shot, and he ends up falling forward because doesn't have great balance. He usually fixes it on the second, but he didn't.
Polo the rebound as Graham goes 0 for 2. Oh, nasty screen by Manick as he catches the steal by Polo. Great block there by Lightfoot. He's tied for the team lead, now has the team lead in block shots.
Well, fortunate play because Graham got rung up on that screen with no communication. Great play by Newman. John, this is one of the biggest rise in the Big 12 has been the play of Malik Newman. He's finally playing and doing such a good job playing without the ball and being able to drive into pull-ups like we just saw.
Transfer from Mississippi State, just a sophomore. Young to the corner. James can't hit. Loose ball. Graham lost it. Odom's inside. In and out for Polo. Wow, a number of point-blank chances for the Sooners. And now it's Vic, corner. And each team with some good looks, not able to knock it down. Sooners with the early 1-point lead. Odom's inside. Lightfoot comes over. And a foul right there. Oklahoma with the early lead at home.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Boost Mobile.
That's all it is to add a line.
With unlimited gigs.
Well then, you get a line.
In scoring and assists. It's a pretty spectacular year for both of these guys. Graham, of course, a senior and a guy who learned next to Frank Mason, and for Lon Kruger, he's turned the keys over to Trae Young, and he's been worthy of it.
Well, I think both coaches got to be extremely happy because Devontae Graham was replacing basically an irreplaceable player in Frank Mason, but he hasn't tried to live up to that. He's been himself. A year ago when we played Kansas in Honolulu at Indiana, we wanted to put him in ball, Devontae, we wanted to put him in ball screens, we wanted to back cut him, we wanted to take advantage of him defensively. You can't do that now. I mean, he's improved so much. He's got 7 assists a game. He moves the ball so well.
Let's go over to Holly.
Well, you said that Lon Kruger's given Trae Young the keys to the car, but in that last time out, he's not happy with how fast the car's going because nobody else is running the floor like he wants. He said to his players, run, run, run. I need 5 guys sprinting in transition, using that speed of Trae Young to their advantage, getting Kansas, who's a little short-handed, tired early in this game.
Marcus Garrett, the freshman, into the game for Kansas. Newman kicks out. Newman a 3, got it. Malik Newman, the three-point shot's been getting better. He's at 37%.
I asked the coaches and asked Malik, what's been the difference in the last couple weeks? I think he had a real sit-down, let's get it figured out meeting with old Coach Bill Self. And that's one of the reasons he's such a great coach. He put it in context of what he's got to do to be a better player, to play better basketball, play without the ball more, be a more efficient and effective teammate, and he's doing it. And he's the beneficiary of getting the ball off the catch where he can drive, shoot threes, and play free.
Tied at 8. Both teams a little sluggish offensively. Right foot. Mikhailuk wide open and buries it. I watched him in practice today, knocking down three-pointers, lefty, and you would have had no idea that he was right-handed.
You know what's amazing? Speed came into college, okay, at the age of 17. He's still just 20. Shot 29% from three as a freshman. Now he's 51 in the league. What sets up this three, the ball goes into the high post, but it's the back cut, all right, that makes the defender bite. All right, and we see it right here. It's a great kick out. He's got a 2-on-1 on that backside where he can go to Graham or he can take the shot. He's ready to shoot it wide open. Great pass by Lightfoot on the weak side.
Good feed inside. Graham, Lightfoot. And Kansas with 2 more, and they're up by 5 at 8-0 run.
Well, again, they're so good at the run-out ball screen and making you make a decision. Are you going to help on the roll? Are you going to stay with the shooter that's lifting up out of the corner? That time there was no help on the roll, layup.
James looking for some space, flips it up and in, and it ends a drought. They had missed their last 6 shots.
Christian James is so much better when he's running the court, like Holly said that Lon wants him to, and attacking the rim and using the glass like he just did there.
Mikhailuk from deep, in and out, rebound McNeese. Got Chubby Tom Crean here in Norman, the Sooners and the Jayhawks. Good atmosphere here in Lloyd Noble. Packed house, tipped out of bounds. We're not sure which way it'll go. Coming up next, by the way, Super Tuesday presented by Boost Mobile. It rolls on. Rupp Arenas. Kentucky will take on Mississippi State. Wildcats have won the last 10, dating back to 2009 against the Bulldogs. This one also available streaming live on the ESPN app. Young to trigger. And now James carries a 3. And we are all tied up.
Lon Kruger's got to be happy with the confidence of Christian James early in this game.
Garrett kicks out. Now Graham puts it on the floor, and they get the foul. That'll be on McGusty.
Another thing Devontae Graham is so good at right now is driving either way. And he gets that ball out in front. And really the only way you can stop him is with the foul because he's coming right at your body. The hands go in. And such a huge part of both of these teams' offense tonight is who's going to get in the bonus quicker. Fouls like that add up in a hurry.
Both these teams sometimes fall in love with the 3. Kansas early on in the season struggled in terms of getting to the line. That has improved in Big 12 play. And fights around the Azubuike screen. And the mid-range jumper no good for Graham. They go possession arrow. And it belongs to Oklahoma. The Sooner fans, I think they're saying they wanted a foul.
Yeah, I think they're pretty, and Devontae Graham was saying he got fouled. So let's just call it a wash and let's go. No blood, no foul. Let's go down the other end.
Sure, that's how you'd feel if you were.
Absolutely, John. Absolutely. I'd say nothing to the official.
Oh my gosh, that was halfway down there for McGusty. Kansas trying to break a 13 all-time.
Pressed. Oklahoma's done a good job of getting back on defense, but now they got to do a better job of guarding the dribble. This is where Oklahoma's got to get better. Get the ball out of bounds. They've made a basket. So what? Let's get up the court and attack so we can use that vision that Trae Young has just got such an abundance of.
Young was looking that time for Doolittle. And tosses it out of bounds. Things quiet so far for Trae Young, and his Sooners down by 2.
I've got to say, I love the new place.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I took your advice.
And if you're not a great defensive team, you've got to be able to get back in transition, and you've got to be able to defensive rebound. They're doing that right now, but like right now, the head goes down. They're missing open shots. All right, it's not like they're missing challenge shots yet. They're missing open shots. The head goes down too quick. Have some fun. I mean, move the ball, be excited. You're playing Kansas at home. All right, the head needs to be up encouraging one another to take the next step. I'm having fun. I know that.
I'm with you. We got our shot on the 6. They turned the lights out. They put the band right up on us. I want to see how we'd respond. As a bouquet flips it up, wouldn't go. Vic climbing up top, couldn't corral it. And now it's Grant, gets inside. Rebound as a bouquet. Kansas banging on the offensive glass. Newman gets inside of the bucket.
And you know what, John? That was all started with the Gerald Vic rebounding off the weak side. Okay, Azubuike had the miss, but that's something that Vic has not been doing as much of. He kept that ball alive. All of a sudden, they don't look like the team that's last in rebound margin right now in the Big 12.
Trae Young turns it over. That is his second. And we talked about Young and how much everything goes through him. Devontae Graham, in Big 12 play, he has sat a total of 10 minutes in 7 games. Inside in a bucket for Garrett, their outstanding freshman. Not a great shooter, but great on the glass and a really good rebound.
And a really good cutter, as we saw right there. He can catch the ball, rip it, and drive it, but his game right now is cutting.
Inside and one, McGusty. So that last foul will be on Udoka Azubuike.
Malik Newman had 2 wrongs there. He opened up and let him go off the dribble and then tried to make up for it by blocking the shot. And 2 wrongs never make a right, and that one didn't help. They've got to do, both teams have got to be really exemplify what they've got to do with guarding the first 2 dribbles, and it starts with being able to take that first one. And that's an example of what happens when you get that step. And both teams have got to, it's a huge key in this game tonight. Who guards the dribble the best?
Silvio De Souza has checked in.
Amazing, been here 3 weeks. He was going to IMG. My son goes to IMG as a post-grad. It's hard to believe that go from being in Bradenton, Florida, IMG Academy, now you're playing in a Big 12 game against Oklahoma. Can't imagine what's going through his head.
Accelerated graduation. And this is 4th game. And they get the foul on De Souza. For more on him, here's Hollis.
Well, he said that his head has really been spinning since he got to campus. He hit campus and he had to start classes in basketball right away. He said every day I learn something new, and then the next day everything changes. So his head is spinning, but he's trying to keep things simple, at least on the basketball court.
Graham lifts it up. Newman couldn't convert. Out of bounds. And it's Kansas basketball. Tell you, both sides, a number of point-blank looks. The lob, whether it's transition or out of a set, a staple for Bill Self. But that time, they weren't able to convert.
You're right. It's the miscues of the offense, not great defense right now in the early going to this game. Coming back off the pin. They got a jumper off this earlier. Now watch the weak side cut.
De Souza inside. And he tried.
One thing he'll learn, he's very good on that low block. He prefers to go over that left shoulder. He doesn't have to do anything extraordinary down there. Just get a seal, go up and make a play. Great pass.
There's that vision you talked about again.
He kept his eyes up the entire way. He saw his target from right around midcourt.
Inside De Souza, and he travels.
Look at Young's eyes. He's in the bake, all right, the shake and bake, but the eyes never go down. He runs the crossover dribble. Great pass, puts it right where he can finish it. That gets everybody going. It gets Latin involved in this game now, too.
13 doubles for Trae Young. Kind of finding his way offensively here in this one. Christian James absorbs the foul.
All started by the pass to the corner, the long closeout. Adams is a left-hander, drives it hard left. James makes the cut. Now they're attacking the paint from side to side. Look at him get the ball out. Excellent play, drops the ball up. James takes a power dribble, uses the backboard after the shot fake. Free throw.
James is 76% free throw shooter. Of late, he has been struggling. Double figures only once in his last 5. Oklahoma on an 8-0 run, and they have a 2-point lead.
Now we'll get a lob. Should get a lob to Lightfoot.
Stunk.
They are so good at setting you up for a clear out when you least expect it.
Young flips it up and in. 2 shots and 2 buckets. He's got 4 points.
Now this game's living up to the hype. All right, it's exciting. Guys are playing with edge. There's explosiveness. There's vision.
Young trying to find Kadeem Latin. Fans wanted a foul.
This action, Devontae Graham enters the ball, but comes off the side. It's a clear out. They expect somebody in the corner. There's no help. Dunk from Lightfoot. But Trae Young comes back, answers with the floater. Really nice.
Kick to the corner in the Gerald Vick. Step back 3, and Vick can't get it to go. Manick the board.
Now you got to make the next pass on that. He's off balance. They want to get him going, but that's not the shot.
Quick release.
That's the shot. His release, it is as close to Klay Thompson-like as anything in college basketball.
Feed inside, Lightfoot puts it in.
We saw today, Lightfoot got a lot of action in that walkthrough. They're going to play him with Big Doke, I think, inside of this game. And he does such a great job of being a facilitator for his teammates.
Latin not able to hit. And then they get a foul underneath. Time out on the court.
Now, this pass, Trae Young with a great floater. He's ridiculously accurate inside of the paint.
But non-major conference teams, about 26.5 points per game. Against the major conference teams, 33.1 and shooting 40% from 3. So when the competition has been at its highest, he's been at his best.
Well, he's at his highest right now, coming off that last time out when Coach Kruger got into the team. They have totally picked up their energy level.
Sooners by 3. Kylu. And Mikhailuk hits another 3.
With a hand in his face there. That was defended pretty well, but great ball movement, and it was set up. Malik Newman waited for a screen from Lightfoot, set the play up, waited till he was open.
Christian James able to answer.
He's here tonight. He is on the attack tonight. That's got to be great for everybody that's part of Oklahoma to see that.
And we mentioned it earlier that James, who is their second leading scorer, but of late hadn't been great. There's Lightfoot active, but can't get the tip in. And James with 11 points, almost at his average. Manick splashed in. Brady Manick is having a really impressive freshman year. 11.1 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, and shooting 42% from 3, but you don't hear a ton about it. And you understand why. Yeah.
On most teams, John, they'd be doing feature stories about him. He plays with Trae Young. Oh, good pass.
Great look ahead, James, and he's fouled.
Again, Manick is so good at moving without the ball. Trae Young is at his best when he's changing speeds, changing hands. Manick runs to the corner, wide open 3. Those two have such a chemistry together. You've seen it really. I know I had a chance to see him in person the first time in LA against USC, and I was blown away by it then. And they've only had that much more time to build that chemistry. You've got to find Manick in transition. You can have a half-court plan for him to switch him, which I know Kansas does, But if he gets loose in transition, he can knock it down with great range. His range is almost like Young's. And his release is, like I said earlier, it's as good as anybody's in college basketball.
Brady's older brother, Kellen, who plays at Oral Roberts. For more on Brady, here's Howard.
Well, you guys talked about, you know, if Brady Manick was on any other team, he would be getting blown up nationally, a lot of publicity. But he's used to getting overshadowed by Trae Young. He played high school basketball here in the state of Oklahoma, and all the talk, all the national pub, everything was about Trae. Manick has the best attitude. His coaches told me he's just the happiest, sweetest, most amazing kid. He does not care. He loves coming out and being a great compliment to Trae Young.
And just turns it over, and now Oklahoma a chance to add to a 7-point advantage. Feed inside, McNeese travel. So you look at these two freshmen, I mean, minutes per game, they're both on the court a ton. They're averaging together close to 42 points a game, and they shoot it so well, especially when you consider just their first year.
Well, they really do. They play off each other so well, but when Brady Manick is getting loose in the offense, he just enhances the game for everybody in the Oklahoma team.
Garrett, offensive rebound, but the putback wouldn't go. And Young speeding up ahead. Young to the corner. Feed inside. There he is again as he finds McNeese. If you are open, be aware. Have the hands ready because Trae Young will find it.
It's coming on time and on target. It's coming with NFL quarterback velocity. And don't look now, but with the assists that he hasn't even taken a three yet, John. He's not even attempted a three, and they have a 35-26 lead. He is distributing the ball at a very high rate, whether it's in the full court, whether it's in the half court with the pocket pass, in the pick and roll, the cross court, the drift pass. You name it, he is a passing clinic right now in this game.
Already has 6 assists here in this one, leads the nation in assists. I went to high school just down the road here in Norman. Coming off a 48-point performance in the loss at Oklahoma State.
He deciphers defenses and schemes so well. And if your hands are anywhere down or if you come off the man he's looking to hit, he finds it.
Mikhailuk rattles that one in. Speed with another three, his third.
He finds the rim. He's doing a great job of moving without the ball, and he's ready to shoot because they know he's going up, but he's shooting the ball before the closeout gets there.
McNeese working on Lightfoot. Looking for some help. Shot clock under 10, and now Young will run it. Trae Young. Young. Kick out, James. And McNeese, the offensive glass. Backs it in. Well, they get the foul there. Jordan Shepard. It is buzzing inside Lloyd Noble, and the home team out to an 8-point advantage.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought.
And Seth, how about Trae Young? So
I absolutely love the way he's playing by being the facilitator. He's getting other guys involved. And by getting other guys involved, they're energized, they're playing harder, they're more connected.
Yeah, Devontae Graham needs to get up underneath him, and they also should blitz him off ball screens. All right, Boot, back to you and Tom.
Adnando, thank you. Seth, Jay Will, look forward to hearing from you coming up at the half.
Jay Will has got to be having flashbacks to throwing the ball to Shane Battier and Mike Dunleavy Jr. Wow. Because that's what it looks like in here tonight. Except Jay Will wishes he had that freedom.
Young inside. Spins it home. Absolutely beautiful. Kick up ahead, Newman. Trying to save it, and does. Good work as Malik Newman.
He is not wasting dribbles. He changes speed so well, so deceptively well. And when he puts that ball and attacks the rim because he's not afraid of contact, he'll go all the way to the basket. It's amazing. He's got these. He hasn't shot a 3 or a free throw yet.
Lightfoot will try a 3. Young the rebound.
Fell to the side on that. He leaned to the left. That was a wide open 3. He's got to knock that down for this offense. He is a key guy as they're playing without Big Dope, which I thought would be the whole key to Oklahoma's plan. How could they get him out of the game?
McNeese overshot that, a little strong. Christian James charged with that foul. So Young, 6 points, 6 assists. He's turned it over 3 times. But his fewest field goal attempts in a first half, 7 against University of Nebraska Omaha. So, I mean, he has not been looking for his own shot, hasn't tried a 3 yet, and yet has been right in the center of things for the Sooners.
Well, his #1 attribute, we heard Bill Self say it to us last night, said it to his team, it's his vision. He's playing with that extraordinary vision. He's taking, which is what all coaches want their players to do, he's taking what the game is giving him. And right now the game is giving him passes, all right, to his teammates. If some of the open shots were knocked down, he'd be already over double-figure assists. Really moving without the ball well tonight, which is what he did not do as well against Kansas State last week.
James can't hit, cram the board. Mikhailuk. And Mikhailuk gets the offensive rebound. Now, Newman and 1. Good job, Malik Newman absorbed the contact. And he'll go to the line trying to complete a 3-point play. And Kansas a chance to get to within 5.
Andrea Hootie, their great strength coach before the game, was talking about the strength improvements that Malik Newman has made. And he was so inflexible. He really didn't have great mobility. And this is a guy that was a McDonald's All-American player. They've really addressed his body, his squat, his way up. That leg strength is there, and you could see the upper body and leg strength on that finish.
Well, Saturday on ESPN, it's the 5th annual Big 12 SEC Challenge. Trae Young going up against Alabama, and that'll come your way at 2:15 Eastern time. Of course, they get a pretty good freshman in Colin Sexton. At 4:30, Texas A&M, and #5 Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse. At 7, Kentucky, and 7th-ranked West Virginia in Morgantown.
Those are 2 great games. You've got the equivalent of Steph Curry with Trae Young and Russell Westbrook with Colin Sexton at the collegiate level. The explosiveness that he plays with.
Back to a 7-point game. And here are the games that are coming up. You got Baylor, Florida, Texas Tech, South Carolina, Ole Miss, and Texas, as well as TCU, Vanderbilt, and we mentioned the Oklahoma, Alabama, Georgia, Kansas State. Looking for the Jayhawks.
That's a great action that they've started to run a ton of frequency of at Kansas, where they get the ball screen in the roll and then bring Svi up for either a ball screen or a slip, and it puts you in a real state of indecision. Are you going to switch it? How are you going to defend it? Graham got a layup out of it.
Ball knocked away there as Cola couldn't secure it. Now Newman a 3, got it.
He scored 10 of the last 14 points against Baylor. He made a big pull-up against Kansas State in the win they had recently in Lawrence. He is really playing well.
1:14 to go here in the first half. 2-point game. And Trae Young here in this one with 8 points, 6 assists. And how about we get to know Trae Young, who we told you grew up going to high school about 3 miles away. His dad, Rayford, played at Texas Tech, averaged over 14 points a game in 4 years. We mentioned growing up here in Norman, came to a number of basketball games here. He chose Oklahoma over Kentucky and Kansas, and he's afraid of birds. Ornithophobia. It's an irrational fear of birds. And so far here tonight, it doesn't appear that the Jayhawks, tongue planted firmly in cheek, have bothered him.
No, again, you said it earlier, he's letting the game come to him. He's taking what the defense is giving him. And he's really loosened up that paint. And he has been dealing with such a tight paint as of late, and he's been part of that because he hasn't pushed the ball. And right now, that paint is opening up because the ball is being thrown from side to side so much.
They trigger in to Young. Young loses the handle, then kicks out McGusty. Great work there by Polo. Hannes Polo, who's given them minutes and surprisingly solid minutes here this first half. Graham not able to hit, out of bounds. And it's Oklahoma basketball, 45.1 to go.
He got his first 2 points in the Big 12 right there. Pretty impressive going up to the glass like that. You're not exactly going to put a body on him and do a lot to him. He's like Karl Malone might.
Yeah,
but
6'11",
right now,
270 from Finland. Here's Young. And it gives off to James. And now the pass intercepted. And they're going to hold for one shot.
He stretched, they'll go for one, and Manick has definitely gotten winded. He tries to take him one-on-one. Nope, he's going to go on Young. That takes Manick out of the play a bit, saves him.
Graham tried to kick out to the corner, but draws the foul. Javonte Graham always in control here in this first half. 5 points, 3 assists, just 1 turnover.
Great setup. Watch him accelerate. He puts his man in the ball screen, going left, gets under Poli's shoulder, creates that separation, realizes the rim's not there, throws that pass, which is very hard to do with your strong hand, let alone your left hand. All right, going up into the rim area, foul.
Gets the first. One area where this Kansas team, despite being the highest scoring team that Bill Self has had here at Kansas, they don't get to the line.
No.
It's gotten better in league play, but they don't overall do it a ton. And tonight, only 6 attempts.
Well, and we heard it in Walkie today. We kept hearing the word downhill, downhill, downhill. They want to get the ball going into that paint because Bill knows outside of Big Doke that there's not that legit post-up free throw threat. So you've got to rebound the ball, which has been a weakness.
Right foot, a block, 1 second left.
No, they're not going to have. I'm going to go lob inside. They should go with a cross screen, try to throw it up at the rim. Oh, catch and shoot.
James, a little short. And Oklahoma with a 2-point advantage. Trae Young, 8 points at the break, 6 assists to go along with it. And the fewest field goals he's tried in the first half all year. Let's send it over to Holly Rowe.
Well, Coach, you said before the game you wanted better ball movement decisions. How would you evaluate the balance of your offense in this first half?
Well, we had good movement. Obviously a lot of it started with Trae and guys making some shots. Gave up a couple transition buckets there late that we can't afford to do, but Kansas is good. We just got to keep working.
And the three-point line, they've got some good effectiveness with Steve Mihaluk and Malik Newman. What do you do better defensively there?
Well, those guys are good. You got to stay home on them. You can't give them the looks they've had.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
It's been buzzing inside Blockbuster. Back here in Norman. And as we get ready for second half action, number 12 Oklahoma leading number 5 Kansas. It's 43-41. Hey everybody, John Shambi, Tom Crean with you. Great first half. Back and forth we went. Great atmosphere. The beginning of the broadcast we talked about Trae Young and what makes him special. I guess it was actually during the 6 in Sports Center, but you talked about that vision. That's been on full display here tonight.
Well, and I think the thing that the vision is there because he's letting the game come to him. And obviously, they're putting a lot of pressure. They got a great defensive team. He's not forcing. He's attacking the rim. He's changing speed. He's changing direction. The head has been up since the jump ball, and I think that's such a key. And give his teammates credit because they are getting loose in that situation, getting behind the defense like Latin. They're ready to move. The floater is on fire tonight. That's one of the great moves that he had. This pass to McNeese, this would be a normal time. You come into the corner, look for the three, but right away he knows he's doubled. No hesitation, throws the ball inside, dunk.
As we take a look at tonight's Sonic Blockbuster, you see on Saturday at Oklahoma State, he took 39 shots, including 23. He's finished with 48. He has not taken a three here tonight. Minimum this year, he's taken at least 6 3-pointers every game. So we'll see how it plays out in the second half. But he's been kind of feeling his way through. Certainly hasn't been looking for a shot. It's been more of those floaters, as you talked about.
Well, it has, and I don't think he's not looking to score. I think that he's looking to attack the defense. But I think we'll see some threes this half. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to know that, but he's done such a fantastic job of finding his teammates, and they've been moving.
And now ready for tip-off of our Sonic Buster matchup. Second half, Oklahoma and Kansas. Kick ball. And it'll stay with the Jayhawks as we welcome in the third member of our team, Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, I really expect Kansas to try to get the big fellow involved here. Udoka Azubuike, 5 minutes in that first half due to the foul trouble. And that really hurt Kansas in the paint. They were outscored in the paint 24-14, except for now I feel dumb saying that because if Svi just keeps hitting threes, they don't need to score in the paint, but they probably want to.
Talking and counting, that's not fair, Holly. That is not part of the job description. Everything is just fine. Svi Mikhailuk indeed has been knocking down threes. That's 4 now for Mikhailuk. Inside Young, another layup, the bucket, and Trey now with 10.
Great play, set him up with the shot fake, made the pass, and beat him on a sprint cut to the basket.
Devontae Graham not able to answer with a layup of his own, and now Young back the other way. Lob intended for Manick, intercepted by Mikhailuk. Kick to the corner, Newman open three, got it. And Kansas with the lead by a deuce. Just getting started here, second half. John Chambi, Tom Crean, Holly Rowe from Lloyd Noble Center here in Norman, Oklahoma. And Norman's own Trey Young feeding Team Latin. Graham spinning, finds out. Oh my goodness. With authority.
You can say they might have missed him in the first half when he comes down the lane like that. He is such a difference maker. That's an added bonus when he's running the break that way.
That is good. Rashard Odoms.
That's a big bucket, John, and I'll tell you why. Because they just took 2 tough turnaround jump shots. Latin to turn around, James to turn around. Odom stopped the momentum going Kansas' way with that putback.
Again, banging down. And flips in that baby hook. Nice move by the big guy. It goes 7 feet tall, 280. 85% in his last 5 games is what he is from the floor. And there's a turnover.
Devontae Graham gets out on that break. He attacks, the pass back to Big Doak, pounded it through.
Yeah, I needed the Kevin Harlan no regard for human life in that spot is what I needed to step it up to right there. I mean, that was...
Yeah, he earned it. He ran.
I know.
Got to reward the big fella when he runs the floor that way.
I didn't step my game up. There he is again. Doak making his presence felt, and Kansas extending the lead. It is now 6.
He's moving so quick, not only getting up the floor for the dunk, but the roll and how he's exploding out of that roll to the rim. Great pass, great dunk.
James going to work here, turnover. Graham dives for it, gets it off to Mikhailuk. Newman with the loose ball, able to pick it up, and the floater, short. Things a little sloppy right here, but now back in Graham's hands. And he points right inside, says, get it to 35. They do. And 2 more for Udoka Azubuike.
And there's so many things that speed does that are impressive, but his ability to post feed is so strong.
Kansas stepping on the gas out of the break. They're up 8. Young gets inside, draws the foul. And they got Udoka Azubuike, such a crucial component, and for a number of reasons. I mean, you look at the points, he rebounds. For them, he blocks shots. But the other thing is he passes well. And the efficiency, when you're talking about a guy who's shooting almost 80% when he shoots, that's important.
No question. And when he's on that left block, he finds cutters, he finds the weak side post. They missed that in the first half.
Young inside, and another dunk for Kadeem Latin. Another assist for Trae Young. That's his 7th.
What he does, though, John, is he steps up too much on penetration. That allowed Latin to get behind it and get the dunk. See another ball screen coming. See the roll and the lift.
Luke, ball fake, it's a 2, and it's good.
Oh, vintage. Fran Fraschilla made such a good point about this the other day in the Baylor game. He shot fakes and he goes lateral along the line. There it is.
Trae Young, first 3 attempt, and he knocked it down.
There's 2 guys that don't waste a lot of effort getting into their shot right there. It's effortless.
Azubuike being harassed. Newman tries to answer. Tipped out, and it ends up with Graham. He hoists. Young hesitates, probing here. And now Latin from the free throw line. Got it.
That will give Kansas problems if Latin can continue to move, not only post to post, but up into that elbow and even into the top of the key area. He does not want to come out and guard.
Here's a 3. And Mack with a big defensive board. 4-point game. Young spins it home. Oklahoma run on their feet at Lloyd Noble. Graham inside, hangs, can't hit, as Azubuike tried to follow. And we got ourselves a good one here in Norman.
ESPN's.
He came out in the second half from Norman North, his former high school. That was way downtown. He said that he had to make adjustments to his game after his loss against Oklahoma State, where he had 39 shots. He wanted to be more effective, more efficient, and he told our Byron Metcalf, who has spent the last few days with Trae Young and his family on ESPN.com, that there would be a different plan going into tonight's game, and that was to not take a 3, maybe even in the first half. He lived up to that plan, and he has distributed the ball much better. Very curious, Coach Crean, what you think of the balance offensively.
Well, I think the balance offensively has been great. I'm not sure I like the plan of having one of the best three-point shooters in the country not looking for his 3. Wow. But he has played so well that you can't argue with what he's doing. And he really, really got back to being a great ball distributor in that first half.
So you're down with him being a little selfish even at times, looking for a shot?
Oh, he has to. He shoots it too well. His foot looks too good.
Heck of a move at the other end by Graham, who was harassed and lost his footing and still knocked it down. That's a 2 for McGusty.
You have to be impressed with the maturity, though. If that was his mindset, he stayed true to it, because there were times, and they defended him well, but there were times that he could have gotten shots, especially off the driving kick, but he kept moving the ball.
Kyler gets inside, flips it in. Nicely done.
It's that corner-to-corner attack game. You drive out, get in the paint, make the kick. Great drive by Graham to Svi, and he puts it down to the dribble, scores in 2.
Christian Doolittle into the game for Oklahoma. And now McNeese going to work on Azubuike. Newman able to pull down the board. And Kansas basketball, Jayhawks up by 5. Mikhailuk for 3. And a rebound by Doolittle. Odom's inside, but he gets fouled. Well, up next, Super Tuesday presented by Boost Mobile rolls on from Rupp Arena. Kentucky and Mississippi State Wildcats have won the last 10, dating back to 2009 against the Bulldogs. So that is following our game. And this has been a good one. The Sooners in the first half led by as many as 10. And Kansas with a quick burst to start the second half, taking command, and they're up by 4 right here. Azubuike will grab a seat. Trae Young with a quiet 15 points, 7 assists as well. And he and Devontae Graham have gone the distance in this game. I don't believe either one of them has sat down.
No, it'll be interesting now with Speed and Doak out of the game at the same time. There won't be much of a post-up other than Lightfoot on the rolls, but this will really spread the court right now for Kansas.
Vick able to find Garrett. Kick to Graham, and they get an offensive foul. So Marcus Garrett charged with that foul.
Well, he drove it baseline, which has not been there as much. Bill didn't agree with the call, but that's when you get a middle drive and get that ball into the paint and make that kick with the 2 shooters on the side. Much more effective play. Freshman mistake.
But Dusty and Lightfoot has given them good minutes. Almost lost the handle. Inside, Lightfoot puts it in. Mitch Lightfoot had a huge game in their win at TCU. 9 points at a career-high 26 minutes. And that was a large win for them, rebounding from the loss at home against Texas Tech.
He plays with so much energy, and now they've got 5 people that are constantly going to move without the ball in the game.
Kansas, the Jayhawks on the road, and they are up by 5. Kansas with the lead. The number 5 team in the land, up 65 to 60. Trae Young has been good here tonight. Tom Crean, it's been a really understated performance for Trae Young. It's been solid, but understated. You know what I mean?
Understated, but efficient.
Yep.
And he's been highly efficient. Another Devontae Graham's missed shots. He's been very efficient.
Kyler, good hands. Newman steps up ahead. Layup wouldn't go. There's Graham for the follow. And the deuce.
Cannot happen. You turn it over, and then a guard misses, and a guard rebounds. You've got to get more people back than that.
Devontae Graham down with 11. And it's Kansas back on top by 7. McGusty jumped into Newman. Newman the rebound.
Let the offense happen. That's not the shot you want. Keep moving the ball. Right? If you don't get anything side to side, get it back to the top of the key and let Trae Young operate in the middle ball screen.
Graham inside, shot blocked. Here's Young down. Trae Young weaving through traffic. Trying to kick out and find James. And now back to Trae Young.
Oh, I wouldn't throw too many bounce passes right there. Not with the length of Kansas.
McNeese flips it up, wouldn't go, tried to save. Newman with it. And now Mikhailuk. A little bit of a Euro step and the deuce. And it's 69-60.
And took the contact and had the ability to finish high at the top of his jump and with his eyes up. Not easy at all.
6-0 Kansas run. McNeese on light. The dunk and the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Now, Bill's seen enough of that. They've gone 2 straight times in to get that one-on-one post up with McNeese, and he just spins off the body. Lightfoot is what you would call a very good positional defender. He walls up, he gets verticality, but if he gets straight up with you, McNeese has got the quickness to get by. That's exactly what we saw there.
Jamoni McNeese at the line. And again, a guy who shoots 48% from the stripe. Seven-point game.
So we should see a post feed. No, 3. Got it.
And Mikhailuk, he's got 24. That's his 6th triple of the night.
I'm not sure what the frequency number is, but they're batting about 80% right now. All right, from that play alone right there.
And Young absorbs the contact. You ask Bill Self about Svi Mikhailuk. He says he came in with the reputation as a great shooter, but he's a great shooter now.
That makes a lot of sense. He was a 29% shooter his freshman year. We got to keep in context, he was 17 years of age. But he rushed it. And one thing that I always saw him in, his landing was all over the place. Like, he never really landed in the same spot. And he's so much more of a compact shooter now. He's ready to shoot. He's got the shot fake. He can go lateral across the line and still get the 3. And I know we're talking about the shooting, but Bill even said today, he's the best post passer that they have. Right now, when you come off the play like we just had, where he can throw the lob over the top, all right, to Doak, or he can shoot the 3, that's very, very effective basketball.
He is a senior. He does not turn 21 until June. Not 22, doesn't turn 21 until June.
And he's a KG veteran, and he's not even 21. Great pass.
Mikhailuk gets fouled.
Okay.
Cameron McGusty charged with that foul, number 2.
We showed that, or we talked about that play. Graham does such a great job. Trae Young gets a lot of credit for passing with either hand. Devontae Graham can pass with either hand. He really moves the ball with the left. To go cross court like that, that's not easy.
Azubuike spins, and they get a foul on the floor. Jamoni McNeese charged with that one.
Well, if Doak figures out that he can go that way on the block, where he loves to turn to the middle on that left block to go over his left shoulder, he'll take his game to a whole other level in the Big 12.
Graham hoists that one short. Fight for the loose ball. And Trae Young able to dodge as a bucket and then knock down the 3. Was that something? There was like an obstacle course, and when he had just a little bit of a window, knocked it down.
The fans wanted the foul. They're glad they didn't call that foul in the backcourt, and we wouldn't have seen that great play.
Trae Young with 20. Newman. Garrett, big rebound. Mikhailuk trying to feed inside. Manek able to take it away.
Keep it going. Don't slow down. Watch his vision.
Way downtown. And that's a little strong.
Yeah, maybe a little quick. He settled on that one.
Pretty good move there by Devontae Graham. 5-point game. Trae Young making his presence felt.
Well, they wanted the foul in the backcourt. All right, the fans gone crazy. I hope everybody was alive enough to see this great 3 after they got done yelling. That is a big-time shot.
Guys? Hey, what time's your flight?
I've got an hour until I'm supposed to board.
All right, we have things to do.
You're warming up at Rupp Arena, brought to you by Boost Mobile. You know, the Wildcats haven't lost 3 straight under Calipari ever, trying to avoid that against Mississippi State coming up under 30 minutes from now. Boog, back to you and Tom Crean.
Adnan, thanks. We have had ourselves a good one. 5-point game, Kansas basketball. Here's a lob and the throwdown for Vic. Bill Self out of timeouts. He's decent at it.
He's as good as there gets, because it's not just 1 or 2 lobs. And he never, you know a lob is coming, but he always hits you with one that you were not expecting.
Manic carries a three.
Great movement. That's when Manic is moving side to side like that, coming off screens where they can't stay locked into him. That's something I think we've got to see more of to keep him engaged in this offense.
Movement with Young on him. Hesitates. Now kick out. Garrett gets inside. Flips it in. Garrett not known for his jump shot, but he put it down on the floor and was able to get the basket. And now a foul on Kansas.
And now they're in the bonus, which is huge because Kansas is still 3 fouls away from being in the bonus with Oklahoma's fouls, and now we've got Oklahoma in the bonus the rest of the way.
So Trae Young, of course, a guy who is well known even before he got here. The King, LeBron James, with some thoughts on Trae Young.
I've probably seen Trae Young play before you seen him play. So I've seen Trae Young play ball since he was in the 8th grade. You know, he's been a part of my camp the last few years before he went off to Oklahoma. So I know what he's all about, and what he's doing right now is very special. He's a very special player. Can add a lot to any team. You know, if he decides to come out and come into the draft.
High praise from LeBron James as a bouquet. And a foul inside. They get another on Kadeem Latin. That'll be his 3rd. But when you're that good, you come in contact with some of the greats. This is Trae Young, I think about 13 or 14 years old. With
Kobe doesn't look 20 there.
Man.
Rub shoulders with the greats. Can't blame him. Like I am tonight with John Sciambi.
Right back the other way, Coach. 4-point game. Kansas with the lead, number 5 team in the country. As per usual, Bill Self-Steam showing its toughness. Graham kick, Vic wide open. Fight for it, kick out. Graham has it. Azubuike had it knocked away, but Graham did such a good job looking inside. All right, so there's another one. So there's Trae Young on the right. I think he's about 12. There's Fran Fraschilla, Coach Crutchfield's son as well, and then that was just to show you how much weight I put on.
But I tell you what, now you looked a little like Arliss in that picture.
I was serious.
You look like Robert Wool. You look like Arliss. I met him a week and a half ago in L.A. That's who I thought I was looking at.
Jumper from Graham off the mark. Four-point advantage. And Young with Graham on. It's been a great matchup tonight. Speeding past him. Feed inside. Latin lost the handle. It'll stay with Oklahoma. 5:44 to go here in the second half, and it's Kansas by 4.
I talked to Devontae Graham today earlier about what are you looking at when you're defending the ball, and he talked about that midsection. That goes to show, because Devontae Graham is a quick player, just how quick Trae Young is off the dribble.
Yeah, it's one of the things, again, I mentioned it in the early portion of the broadcast. People talk about he's not really that quick or he's not really that fast, and Lon Kruger always goes out of his way to point out, no, he's really fast.
I would say anybody that's saying that is crazy.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing that I look at. He's got the speed, he's got the quickness, he's got the deception. All right, and it's only going to get better because he's going to get stronger, lower body, upper body. You got to enjoy him while he's here. I used to say that about coaching Dwayne Wade, Victor Oladipo, Cody Zeller. Enjoy him while you have him because he is a special talent.
2-point game. Here comes the crowd. Graham trying for the lob, but they get the foul before. On Wednesday night, a doubleheader. And first, the Lone Star State, our matchup at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. James Harden and the Rockets taking on the Mavs. And then it's the Celts and the Clippers from the Staples Center. Our coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7.
They've gone a lot to this play tonight. This is a big Frank Mason play. I like to get the ball back to Devontae Graham off the handoff to get into the ball screen.
takes it away. Young. Azubuike with the block. Wow. And they go offensive foul on Trae Young. His third foul. Yeah, let's take a look. Okay.
Got him on the push. Yep. Got him on the push. But don't lose. That was a great steal by Trae Young on Speed's drive. He's got such strong hands. He just overextended on that play.
It's one of those, I understand what it looks like in that spot, whether he actually gained an advantage or not, but I get it.
I just want to see that tonight in that play because the game is so good. But it's the accurate call.
Graham off the mark. Gerald Vick tips it out of bounds, not able to save it. And now it's Oklahoma basketball.
Now,
one more look.
Clear it out. Let's go and let him go right down the lane. He extends. You're exactly right, John. He doesn't gain an advantage on that play. And that's a tough call. Right now, let's find out. All right, let's get a high middle ball screen and let him attack the rim and see if he gets a foul call at him. Watch Manick lift up. Wide open. Oh, I missed it.
To the corner, James. Kick out Manick. Step back three, short. Tipped out of bounds. I think Vick tipped it out.
Yep.
Indeed. And it will be Oklahoma basketball. 7 on the shot clock. And again, the Sooners can tie it or take the lead with a 3. 4:31 to go. John Shambi, John Green, and Holly Rowe here in Norman. 3 off the mark. McCullough with a big rebound. Folks on their feet here at Lloyd Noble. Trae Young with 24 points, 7 assists. Devontae Graham looking for some help. And gets it to Newman. Shot clock winding down. Newman inside. Lays it in. Big bucket for Malik Newman, and he's got 20.
He is so much better, John. And again, we've talked about it all night, how much better he's been the last couple of weeks. He is playing with so much confidence because he's not the primary handler. He's taking what the defense gives him as well.
Good job by Odoms. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 when we return.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Boost Mobile.
And Trae Young's team coming off a couple losses in a row, including the one at Oklahoma State. So they've lost in OT at Oklahoma State, and then before that, they were blown out at Kansas State.
2 shots.
Here is Rashard Odoms. Two really good teams, 2 outstanding guards going head-to-head here tonight.
I think now we see the setup. Get Azubuike inside on his own.
That was interesting. They had Odoms on Devontae Graham.
Yeah, and that was an obvious foul. I mean, he's holding him the whole way.
And so they end up Azubuike going to the line.
Well, right here, the hand shifts to the side. The ball usually comes out to the right. And there's a different kind of spin on it. They had Spee on that side. I mean, he's one of the best offensive rebounders in the game right now.
41% from the line for Azubuike. Remember that. Odoms fouled, and he'll go to the line. And Rashard Odoms now with a chance to tie this game up. Azubuike picks up the foul. That is his 4th. 3:23 to go.
That was a great drive out of the corner. Odoms loves his left hand, but he's also effective with the right. But again, it's pounding the dribble, it's putting it out, it's attacking into the paint, gets him a free throw line.
.323 to go, and Matt Freeman in the game for Oklahoma.
Now you think we're going to come down the other end and they're going to post up Freeman with Big Dope? We could see a foul again.
Air ball, Odoms not able to tie it, 1-point game.
They have not run the 4-around-1 over the top pass to Dope to get him inside. This is a great time to go to that play. Interesting strategy.
Yep.
You got to block out. Again, he predominantly, when he misses to the right because it's long, there's a spin, and it goes off that side. We've got Manek and Odoms lined up with him now on speed. Interesting, there's nobody up to rebound. They've got Graham and Newman up at the top of the key. Watch the hand spin out. He turns his hand while he's going back into the motion of his shot.
So twice that strategy has worked, and Azubuike not able to hit. And then they get an offensive foul, and that'll be on Freeman. Ray Tilly on the call.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. What did he do? His feet were inside his shoulders. He set him up. He gave him a step. That's almost assuming the foul right there.
And again, Freeman fouls Azubuike.
Well, at the rate they're going right now, Freeman's got about 30 more seconds in this game.
Azubuike 1 for 4 from the line tonight, and again, 41% coming in.
Watch him bring the ball back and watch his right hand turn, and it almost comes off sideways.
In and out. They get a
double bonus.
Oh, it's double bonus. Beg your pardon.
Double bonus. Let's see how aggressive Gerald Vick and Speed Mahalik are on this play here. Nothing. No attempt to get the rebound. They're just conceding the ball back to Oklahoma on the defensive board.
Freeman, he can shoot it. Almost banked it in. Offensive rebound there. And then James lost the handle. Wow, it just squirted out of his hands.
It did, and John, he wanted the shot, but he had Brady Manek standing wide open in the corner. All he had to do, give him credit for wanting to get that foul and put back. They missed a great opportunity for an open three.
Graham hangs, can't hit. Vick the follow. Wow. Big spot.
That's what they need from Gerald Vick. They need him to be a terror on that glass. There he was. Nobody touched it.
And again, Kansas, the Jayhawks continue to show the culture that's created.
Nobody touches Vick. That's on Manek. All right, Manek got caught ball watching. Gerald Vick got the step by him. He's got the basket.
They get the last foul, by the way, on the Kansas end on Devontae Graham, and that is number 4. As Young knocks it down. I'm starting to say, with Kansas, you really do get to see why they've won 13 straight regular season titles. There's a culture. They play in these games, and they're used to it.
No doubt about it. I mean, they knew it was coming. Bill put Big Dope over into the right corner. Now they got to make sure that they don't get an intentional foul by grabbing into his body, because everybody knows they want to run the foul. He's got to be able to foul him lower body, not upper body. Go in.
Newman tosses inside. And Freeman picks up the foul, and I believe that is it for him. So far it's worked.
And Kansas right now, by sending 2 people back to the midcourt line, are preparing for the transition. But both guys on the offensive line are on the offensive rebound positioning for Kansas are not making an attempt to get the ball.
I hate that this turns into a free timeout, by the way. Like, let's go. Guy fouled out, let's play.
As a coach, I love it, so I disagree.
All right.
I love it. We're trying to steal timeouts wherever we can.
Good enough.
Trying to drive ratings up, too. It's another commercial break.
I just needed to throw the editorial comment in there. Uncle on the huddles, let's play.
You want this night to end? This has been fun.
Fair enough, fair enough. And again, Azubuike not able to hit. Wow, as he had a tough go of it from the line. They have really
these shots aren't even
trying.
They're not even close. I mean, they're not even close. They got to. The block out is important here, and block out the shooter.
1 for 7 from the line for Udoka Azubuike. And a 1-point game under 2 to go. The Sooners at home against the Jayhawks. Oh man, Young hit Latin in the left hand. It deflected out of bounds. And it's Kansas basketball. Maybe just a little too much on it.
Yeah, and he's got to catch that ball. He's got to try to catch it with one hand. And you got to be a 2-hand rebounder, a 2-hand catcher. And he didn't mean to, but he's got to catch that with 2 hands.
Kansas calls timeout. And 96 seconds to go in this one, and it is a 1-point game. Still to come, Mississippi State and Kentucky, and Sports Center tonight at 11 Eastern. Michael Eaves and Kenny Mayne, and they'll have everything from Cavs Spurs. Tim Legler will take a closer look at Cleveland's defensive problems, plus LeBron going for his 30,000th point. We go inside the numbers on that incredible milestone, and they'll break down our game, Kansas and Oklahoma, and obviously examine Trae Young and Devontae Graham. So here's the distinction for Trae Young: a few more threes. He's got 26 overall. What have you seen in terms of approach that's different in the second half?
Well, and we could also put up there that he didn't shoot a free throw in the first half, but now he's 10 of 10. He's been really aggressive. If anything, the Oklahoma players have not moved as well without the ball as they did in the first half, but he's done a fantastic job of getting that ball into the open floor and reading how he's being played. And they're trying to force him to the left. He's done a good job of accelerating, playing with explosion. Give him a lot of credit for the second half he's had.
Graham with James on. Shot clock under 10. Graham launches short. Young the rebound. Here come the Sooners. Young hesitates, probing, looking for space. For Christian James, that is huge. A 3, and it's the Sooners by 2. Under a minute to go. Newman, Mikhailuk. Loose ball rebound, Oklahoma. Their last lead was at 45-44.
They're going to get something going to the basket, probably with a Latin ball screen, but keep your eye on Manic if speed. Timeout. I get to draw it up.
Lon Kruger calls time. 82-80, 35.5 to go. Back to the studio and Adnan.
All right, Boog, thank you very much. Just a friendly reminder, coming up next, Quindary Weatherspoon, one of 4 major...
That big 3, 15 points, and the Sooners lead it by 2. All right, Coach Crean, what happens on this end for Lon Kruger? What's he looking to do?
Well, right now, I would think that he's going to get in some roll and replace action. All right, bring up into the ball screen, keep 2 corners lifted. Watch Manic on the slip screen, because they're going to want to switch this if it's a screen. Great slip.
Manic. Brady Manic. Sooners by 5. There's a deflection. Vic tracks it down. And Mikhailuk out of bounds. It'll be Oklahoma basketball, and that 3 by Manic may have been the dagger.
Well, Kansas wanted to switch 1-4. There was no screen. Great slip. They waited all night to get to that. Perfection. More and more teams have gone to that switch with Manick and Trae Young. There wasn't miscommunication or no communication. Manick has got such a release, but he's got such quickness without the ball. And Trae Young, again, cannot say this enough. He delivers the ball where all you have to do is release it. You don't have to reach, you don't have to look, you just got to release it.
I like it. They actually have the Brady's Bunch with the actual Brady Bunch logo down there. And I know they had the Alice Anby Davis giant head in the crowd.
He's going to be so good. I didn't really realize until today at the walk. His shoulders are so wide. I mean, he's going to get so strong. I mean, he's going to be a tremendous player in college and beyond for a long time, the way he shoots the ball.
Manick with 14, including 4 threes in this one. And again, coming up right after our game, Mississippi State and Kentucky from Rupp.
Now, they've got to do everything they can do to deny Trae the ball, but they didn't. Now they got a foul.
That's 5 on Graham, and his night is over. Devontae Graham just 4 of 19 from the floor, but 9 assists, and as per usual, showing the grit and the leadership at the front of this Kansas attack.
You know, talking to Lon Kruger today, we talked about, okay, what do you do when teams deny him? He said, it's really hard to deny him because of how quick he is. Anybody questioning that kid's athleticism? That play right there, when they don't want to let him get the ball, he runs that little juke step. He passes the ball like a quarterback. He runs things like a receiver.
Trae Young a little frustrated with himself as Azubuike and the Jayhawks.
Like to see him not get stiff on the free throw line, take a couple pounds, reach up.
Missed them both. Vic for 3. Way off the mark. And that'll do it. Oklahoma for a win. Trailed for most of the second half. Lon Kruger's team at home late. They deliver. And the Sooners get 26 from Trae Young and pick up their 4th win versus a top 10 team this season. Coach, you got to be impressed with the way they played and hung in there, especially against the Kansas team that led most of the second half.
Well, both teams did a pretty good job of playing over adversity, because the game, they come out of timeouts, whether it be Kansas in the first half, Oklahoma early in the first half at the second timeout. In the second half, they come out, they're energized. People played to their strengths. And Oklahoma just executed just a little bit better at the end. But give them credit for going to the Hack-a-Shack, because it changed all the momentum in the game when they put Freeman in to commit those fouls.
Kansas had won 17 of the last 19 between these two. But it's Oklahoma prevailing here tonight. A reminder, still